All right. Hey, everybody. We are live. I am here with the wonderful Jason Schreier, and he is showing us off the SNES Classic.
Hello, Heather. You did not introduce yourself.
Oh, I am Heather. Well, I was going to.
And we are playing some Super Nintendo Classic games. I am probably going to start with some Super Mario World because that feels like a good go-to classic game to check out today. So we're going to jump right into that.
It ends up being probably one of the best ones, I think.
So, all right. So this is a save state that I had kept up. You'll wanna drop that in the link, by the way. So I'm just gonna jump right in and play around in some Donut Plains action.
For sure. You've had more hands-on time with this. How do you feel this compares to like your childhood memory of having a wonderful, wonderful Super Nintendo?
It feels like I'm going back to the 90s. I don't know. My childhood memory is it's certainly this. Well, a game like Super Mario World, I feel like my muscle memory has got me to the point where I pretty much remember this entire game by heart. So it's definitely, it's like I remember it.
In terms
all the way
of
down
quality,
to these bullshit things.
Well, that's the bonus stages are a little weird. In terms of quality, though, has it worked out well for you? I haven't had much time to really play it. I've watched Steven play some Star Fox.
I have, yeah. Has that bonus level thing has never really made sense to me, by the way. Yeah, in terms of quality, it's a great machine. It does anything you might need it to do. AKA it emulates 21 Super Nintendo games, 20 classic ones, and one never released game, Star Fox 2.
Star Fox 2.
And yeah, I mean it's got a couple of like Nintendo-ish hardware flaws that can be a bit of a pain. One being that you can only access the menu of the system by hitting the reset button on the console.
Oh no.
So you have to keep the console next to you to like actually swap games.
Does it actually reset it completely, or does it just take you back to the
No,
menu itself?
Yeah, well, when you hit reset, that's how you go to the main menu screen of the console. So that's the only way to swap games. So in other words, you can't like, there's no home button on the controller.
It doesn't just pop you right out to your list of like 20 whatever games.
Well,
so that you
it
can
does
go back
when
and
you
forth.
press the reset button.
Yeah, sure.
But, so
it's
that
still
means,
kind of a pain to reach over.
Exactly. So you have to either keep getting up or you have to have the console next to you. So we're on Twitch today, so anyone chime in the Twitch chat if you would like to request any specific games. If you have anything like that you would like to see us do, we will go dig into that for you.
Yeah, we will definitely be
We are not
here.
going to play Super Ghosts and Goals because fuck that game.
It's too hard. I don't like that game. I was never good at it.
No, we'd rather play Cuphead if we want a challenge.
Cuphead, very
a
good
real
game.
challenge.
Real challenge.
But we will play around with the system a little bit and dig into some old school platforming and Super Nintendo goodness.
Yeah.
Should we beat this game? I bet we could beat this game in like 15 minutes.
If you know some of the warps, then absolutely. Get through all those donut hills and everything would be good.
We could.
Some people are saying that they do want to see Star Fox 2, and I know that you are not as fond of how the Star Fox games have held up.
Yeah, it's not the best.
No, I still like them a lot. I don't know. I get easily captivated by Super FX chip.
Yeah, it's
Stuff.
Did you grow up playing Star Fox?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the key. I didn't grow up. I barely played it as a kid, so it has not aged well in my experience, unfortunately.
One of the more curious things about this to me too is that like Nintendo has this really hardline stance towards emulation in terms of like on their own pages about like, hey, what is emulation? They're like, it's basically piracy. We hate you. And yet here they are handing out like this thing that has like all these proper emulation tools.
box.
So, like it's a big emulation
Yeah,
box. It
that's
has
true.
save states and a bunch of other stuff.
That is true.
They like emulation, but only when they
Right, only their own
are
emulation.
the ones that can give you the box.
So let's see if we can beat Super Mario World in the next, 15 minutes?
If you beat Super Mario World in the next 15 minutes, I will give you either a high five or $5.
I'll take the high five.
Okay.
I don't want to put you out.
Oh yeah, I know it's been rough lately.
But yeah, I think we could do it. The trick is to use the Star Road, which we will do. We were actually playing this, Kirk and I, a couple of months ago in Portland when we did our big marathon stream, which was
Very
pretty
fun marathon.
Hopefully some folks watching caught that.
If not, it's in our archives. You can watch Kirk and Jason make each other play all sorts of games, including Super Mario RPG, Resident Evil 7, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You played Dark Souls?
Dark Souls for the first time.
You won a boss by a boss kind of killing itself.
That was very
which
entertaining.
was wonderful.
Yes. So, yeah, so this is the secret ghost house that most people do not get to.
Secret donut
And
ghost house.
the boss battle, I believe, is in here. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got to throw up the blocks at the boo. Whenever I think of boss fights in like Mario games, like older quote-unquote Mario games, I think of like Lemmy Koopa and like Iggy and all of that stuff. I always forget about these sort of things.
Yeah, this is a mini boss. Ah, shit. Yeah, this is one of the few mini bosses.
You only need to hit it like three or four times, right? Yeah,
it's always
a pretty
three.
easy
It's a
one.
Mario game. Mario
right.
games are always
Rule of
three
three.
shots. Yep. that's
The
all you
same
need.
thing as a comedy.
Yeah, yeah. Shigeru Miyamoto is a big fan of classic comedy. and
Yeah, he's a big Lenny Bruce
structure.
fellow. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if folks want to check anything out, we will be after we beat Mario World.
Yeah.
We will check out some other games.
We can definitely look at Star Fox and some other things. If you have questions about like how the system kind of works as like a device, we can definitely answer those questions. Or well, Jason can. I can pretend I know. I can be like, yes, it's very good. I don't know. I think it's great that people are going to have like a means to play some really great older games, but I also like there are those curious like absences a little bit too.
Like what? What do you wish was on
Chrono
here?
Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
That's what we need. I mean, we
it's
have
ridiculous that
we
it's
have Final
not.
Fantasy 3.
It's true.
So, and we have isn't Secret of Mana on here?
It is.
So, if you have Chrono Trigger, you have like the big three. It
Yeah.
feels like.
Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, is that one of the big three? I thought
mean,
it was.
I think a lot of
really-
people really like Secret of Mana.
I would say that the big three, as far as like must-play RPGs on the Super Nintendo, would be Final Fantasy 3/6, Chrono Trigger, and then Earthbound.
Oh, that's true. Earthbound is on there. That's true. I always forget about Earthbound because that feels. My biggest engagement with Earthbound for a while was like my cousin had it. I didn't have it. So to me, Earthbound is like this mystical game that exists outside of the ether of my mind.
So here,
Oh, you gotta go under.
you gotta go under to beat this level.
Look at this. Next thing you know, you're gonna be playing some Kaizo.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play around with Kaizo games, but never have. I'm very curious to see.
It is
Because I know Mario World's mechanics pretty well,
Sure.
but some of the elaborate things they do in those games are just out of control.
Would you say that this ends up being your favorite Mario game?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Although we'll see how Mario Odyssey does to take that spot.
From the hands-on stuff that I've had, it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like when we had hands-on time for that, I definitely was like, "Hey Tim, our wonderful video fellow Tim Rogers, he played a lot more of it than me. He liked jumping, that's for sure." Yeah, go get that.
Damn
lucky,
it! Oh, I forgot. I have to do this stupid thing. Hold on. The way you do this. So every level on the Star Road is actually, it has a goalpost, and the goalpost doesn't do anything. So you have to like find the secret entrance.
That seems super mean. Somebody's asking in terms of like the backgrounds that you can put there. What is your favorite? Because they know that the polka dots are there, but like, what other options are there? Because I actually don't know that either.
Oh, I didn't even set this. I don't pay attention to those.
No, you don't pay attention at
I
all.
was just paying attention to the game.
This
Someone
is a very
else set these
pleasing
polka
like
dots.
birthday cake,
Yeah, we can play around with that in a
wonderful experience.
sec. Yeah. So this is.
Oh,
I should've
please
gotten one of
don't
those
use
blue
the
Yoshis.
Yoshi to like survive a jump. Oh, you're using it to eat stuff up.
Well,
Because that's
it's
a big
baby
Kaizo
right
thing.
now. Yeah,
Where
it's
you ride the Yoshi and then unfortunately you have to jump off the Yoshi.
like that.
Oh, what? Jason! My God! Ugh. I knew I was right to keep my eyes on you. Troublemaker.
I could use a blue Yoshi.
What are the differences between the different colors of Yoshis? Is that one that can fly? I actually
so-
don't know as much about Super Mario World because for the longest time it was I would play it at my grandfather's.
So a blue Yoshi. Alright, I might have to
Yeah, there
do
you
some
go.
maneuvering. No, so where I need to get is down there. under us.
All right. Well, somebody's telling me red ones shoot fire.
Yes, the red ones shoot fire. The blue ones let you fly.
Okay.
I might be screwed.
Those are the winged Yoshis.
So this would be a Kaizo mechanic if I like flung the shell and then somehow
bopped
jumped
off
on
the
it.
shell.
But that I wasn't able to do. I actually want to go back and get a blue Yoshi, and you'll see why in a second.
Sure.
Because so the way that you are supposed to get to that secret is you're supposed to have the red and switch palaces
Oh, sure.
unlocked. Red and blue switch palaces unlocked. And since we do not have that because we're skipping ahead to Bowser's Castle, we have to find another way of getting
Where we will
down
throw
there.
all those little mecha Bowser's right at him in his floating clown car.
We will.
That's a memorable boss fight, I think.
Yes, that's a great boss
That one
fight.
sticks out in my mind a
All-timer.
lot. It's a very good ending to a game.
All right, so let's see.
Oh, Yoshi, you're the best.
Yeah, we won't get rid of him this time.
See, I'm still in that age group that's like, oh, Super Mario 64. Because I think that's the one that I remember the most of finally being like, I played a Mario game. It was like my own copy
shit.
of the Mario game. No!
I shouldn't have done that. Damn it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
No, but I can't get down there because look, those outlines.
Oh, you don't,
are-
because you didn't
so
hit the
I didn't
red
hit
switch.
the red switch because we're trying to do a shortcut. But that means that I need some way of flying in order to actually get to where I need to get.
Sure.
Unfortunately.
People are
so
saying rip. Rip Blue
Yeah,
Yoshi.
rip.
It's okay.
rest in peace, Blue Yoshi. Yeah, we'll go. We'll take care of it this time.
And again, if you guys have any questions about like how the console kind of works or any games that you would really want to see, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Terranigma, but it's not on there because life
Yeah,
isn't fair.
ActRaiser, Terranigma, Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer, all those games.
We could list a ton
Yeah.
of just like this
Well,
game.
the thing
I
is
mean,
that
like,
the
there's good
NES
stuff still.
Classic had 30, but this one only has 21. So really, could have fit a few more on here. That's what I say.
I wonder how that is like really handled in terms of like some of that is licensing.
shit.
Oh no,
God damn it.
Jason!
Ah,
I believe in you. You can eventually do it. But I think some of that has to be sort of like licensing to be like, what can we have? Like, what does Nintendo definitely have
oh yeah,
access
for
to? Like,
sure.
first
Well,
party
so
stuff.
something like NBA Jam, which I know a lot of people would have liked. We're gonna try something else this time, by the way.
I
Something
think I
like
know what you're gonna do.
NBA Jam, which a lot of people would have loved to see on here.
That must be like a nightmare.
A crazy licensing fee.
to be
and
like,
I think
oh
like,
yeah, no, Michael Jordan.
Right, and I think like Activision owns the license now, or someone else does. Because someone recently released an NBA Jam game,
Sure.
if I recall correctly.
There was like that backyard whatever type deal. I forget. Somebody's asking, and this is an interesting question. And one of the questions is also a silly question. Like, what about the possibility of like this thing doesn't connect to the internet, so it couldn't like download like future games or
There it
anything,
is.
right? Like, no way.
Oh no, I can't get to the fucking. Oh,
Oh.
god damn it.
Jason, my heart goes out to you. Oh, fancy. Somebody was also asking, will it play our PS4 games?
Well, let me show you guys what
answer is
happens.
yes.
So what happens if you play this the normal way is watch.
Jason Schreier, expert.
So you hit the goalpost and then you'll see what happens. So normally when you hit a goalpost of a level, you exit the level and then on the world map Mario will walk to the
Yeah,
next
it'll
level.
move to the next thing.
So here's what happens when you do the Star Road.
It calls you a schmuck.
You just walk backwards.
Oh no!
Yeah, so you have to get all the secrets in order to get this. And maybe we can check out the special area as well, which is full of crazy platforming challenges. Almost Kaizo. Oh my god.
It's okay. It's okay.
Almost Kaizo-like.
Sure.
And it's
Not as many
not
hidden blocks.
Not quite like Kaizo, but definitely the most challenging parts of the game are the special areas.
For sure.
Although you also to get to the special areas you need to there are tricks you can do to get access, but generally you need
Oh, that's
the
scary.
red and blue switches.
I think of
together.
like the early game a lot because I remember playing through that a lot when I didn't initially own a copy. So like going through all the like those early water rapid levels and stuff, I really loved.
Damn it! I keep losing Yoshi.
They should have. Somebody's saying that they should have done like reproduction carts that you could use with like updates in them. So like, hey, now this cart has like 7 games. Put this in our random.
See, that would be a pain actually.
I think it would be a little complicated.
I think they should have added a store and let you just buy things. But really, I mean,
ideally, really, the thing we want is like a virtual console.
We just want all these games on the Switch
Yeah,
because
of
that's
course.
the ideal place
That's
to play.
the real struggle.
The real struggle never
It's
ends.
just just knowing that you can play a ton of cool stuff on like your 3DS and everything, but like that there's just not that same functionality on the Switch right now.
Yes.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah, it really feels like the Switch was just a rushed console, and now, I mean, it's a great console.
No, yeah, I mean, I love it.
But it's very much like...
They're like, I don't know, they're just like bells and whistle features that you really want.
Exactly.
Some things.
All right, so this time we're going to go and get that blue shell over here, which...
And that won't turn into fire or anything when you spit it out?
It will when we spit it out, but we won't spit it out. Shit. Ah!
Oh no.
God damn it. See, this is a tricky one because you're, like I mentioned before, you're meant to have the
a lot of different things. You're meant to have the red
switches
and everything too. I think I like that idea with like, hey, here are carts that can give you more games, but I think the problem is like I don't have the confidence, and like I love Nintendo, but I don't have the confidence that they would be like, yes, we are able to provide these things and like actually send these things out when we've had all that like amiibo trouble and then all the different stuff that happened with the NES Mini and all that stuff, classic or whatever. Like, it
but
seems to me like their
just be
production.
Such a pain to have to switch carts.
I guess too. I think my thing is just like it feels like some of the ways that they handle like their actual like production of like physical goods seems like I don't know how far ahead they think, but like everybody wants their stuff, but they don't seem to have that.
All right, so what I'm gonna need to do is figure out a way to hit that thing, and then.
Yes. The dream is real.
This is gonna be such a pain. God damn it! I really picked the wrong strategy for this. I really might just have to go and get a cape or a blue Yoshi in order to do this properly.
That's fine. Do whatever we need. We have a little bit of time, and then we can show off.
Yeah, how are we doing on time?
I don't know. It's I don't know, what's our uptime?
No, what time is it now?
It's like 2:25 or something.
Oh, okay, plenty of time.
Yeah,
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a blue Yoshi, and then we will do this properly. The problem is, so as you guys saw, that block that I need to open where the key is on the ground, so I actually need to either use the cape swing or a shell to hit that open. But the problem is, since I was using red Yoshi, when red Yoshi spits out a shell... Jesus.
So I'm just asking, you can't spin jump on it, can you?
No, but when red Yoshi spits out a shell, it actually becomes a fireball, so that wouldn't work in that situation. So what I need is, so what I need is this guy.
Oh, look
blue
at that.
Yoshi.
That's level design right there. Tossing down that star that
very well designed, yeah.
This was a game made
by
designers.
The star. Well, so baby Yoshis, they usually take... You have to feed them 5 enemies for them to hatch into Yoshis, right? Except if they eat a star, they'll hatch right away. So it's kind of a clever thing that they put the star there.
Mario mechanics that I didn't know about.
Yes,
and now I'm learning.
So this game is full of rules, and there are so many friggin' rules in this game. It's really insane, and they're so interesting. There's so many like diverse, and even in Bowser's Castle, as we will see shortly. They're introducing new mechanics and ideas and rules and enemies and
a
it's
bajillion
really cool.
doors.
And a bajillion doors.
That if you mess up your doors,
yes,
that's no good.
All right, so now we will finally do this. Unless that's actually no, that's a red shell. I want a green shell. Let's see.
Luckily.
Okay, now we will finally do this. All right,
about
time. Jesus. Anyway. Smooth sailing the rest of the way.
Very good.
So watch what happens. So as you might know, each of these stars actually takes you to a different part of the map.
Yeah,
so
they're like a little warp
takes you to the Forest of Illusion, but you can't actually go anywhere. You have to unlock that castle before you can get anywhere from there.
Okay.
But this final star actually takes you
straight to Bow's castle.
Right to my boy, and then we're in Bowser's castle.
Oh, look at this.
So now.
Oh, Jason, I'm so excited.
So now. This is the door place. So we got 1. We got 2. So my strategy is always to do 3.
To panic.
Yeah, my strategy is to freak out.
As a child, just go, where am I?
The reason that I always do 3 is so I can get hit. No, is because there's always a cape in 3.
Okay.
And you always want a cape.
Oh, I like this. I like these hardcore Mario strats with Jason Schreier.
5, 6, 7, 8, and we will do 8. And the reason I do 8...
Oh, look out for that Chuck.
Damn it. The reason I do 8 is because there's always a cape. an 8.
There you go. Yeah, those chucks are terrifying.
Yeah.
Good old charging chuck.
They-
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
This was before the concussion epidemic hit the NFL.
This was before Will Smith fixed it
Yes, before he
single-handedly.
said that. Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can see, this light bulb thing is like a totally new mechanic, and they're just introducing it only for the
Is it
final
only in
level.
Bowser's Castle? Really?
Yeah. Yep. And these Mecha Koopas only in Bowser's Castle.
I remember those.
Well, you'll see they play an important part
I've watched
in
enough
the end of the game.
like
Alright.
Dram World and stuff to know how those work.
Can
All
we
right,
do
so
this?
this is the fight.
Can we do this? Let's see.
Somebody's really excited. They said that they're getting their console today.
Nice.
I'm getting mine never.
You didn't get one?
No, I did not.
No interest?
No.
I thought you were a big retro game fan.
Yeah, but I'm also that nerd who will be like, well, you could just like shove this into a Raspberry Pi.
Sure.
I'm that person.
There's something cool about having a proper controller, though.
That is true. I do miss. Although the controller I had was like that nice one with like the different color scheme with like the red and the yellow and stuff like that, so I like that a little bit more than the default one that you got right there. Someone also was wondering about seeing Mario RPG. Some people want Star Fox 2. The thing about Mario RPG is that like you can watch it a little bit, but like a lot of that's an opening segment where you
it's
just
too
kind of
much.
fight Bowser on the chandeliers. We don't even get to the forest, which is the best part of that game.
Well, the best music, for
It
sure.
is 100% the best music.
The boss battle music is my personal favorite in that game.
Do, 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 do.
But yeah, we'll take some game requests if anyone has
once
specifics.
Jason kicks butt here.
But it's big RPGs. I mean, we could check out some Final Fantasy, but Mario RPG takes too long to get going.
Final Fantasy has that great opening where they do the scrolling on the world map too, though.
It does. It has the Mode 7 action.
My controversial Final Fantasy opinion is that Lightning Returns is actually one of the secret best Final Fantasies, but I do love FF6, or in this case on this console FF3.
I actually think that Lightning Returns got pretty good reviews. Most
Yeah,
people
I
like
mean,
that game.
it's pretty damn fun. Who's your favorite character in Final Fantasy 3? I want to know.
When I was a kid, I liked Shadow because I was like, oh man,
The start
he's
of that
such a
sentence
cool
answered
goth.
everything we need to know.
That's
When I was a
true.
kid, everybody thinks Shadow is cool, and then you're like, oh, he's like a deadbeat dad.
He's a deadbeat dad. He's an assassin. He's a
Yeah, he'd
like-
slit his mama's throat for a nickel.
yeah.
Edgar told us that.
He's a little tryhard.
What did it end up being? Setzer, Gal.
Boom. Game over.
Oh, wow, you did it. Jason, I'm super happy for you.
I saved the princess.
Somebody in chat is saying that Terra's theme is the best Final Fantasy song, and I am hard-pressed to disagree, because I think
fair.
that's a really good... It's also like a good world map song. I really like it.
Yeah.
So you did it there.
All right, we did it.
So
Mario,
when we go back
the
to that
princess,
menu screen...
Yoshi and his friends are going to take a vacation.
There's no spaces after some of those commas, and it was messing with me entirely. That has to be like a localization thing, a fitting font where it needs to be.
All right, so what should we play next?
What should we play next? There's going to be a little bit of chat delay, but I know people said Star Fox 2. I know some folks asked for Mario RPG. Probably not Mario RPG. There is Mega Man X, which is one of my secret favorite games. Nothing's a secret because I admit it. Wow, you actually I didn't know walking into this booth today that you'd be like, well, hold on for a second.
Let's just
let me
finish
just
Mario
beat
World.
Super Mario World.
That would have been much quicker if I hadn't had that hiccup in the start.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those pesky.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Street Fighter's not on there. Is Mario Kart on there?
Street Fighter is on here.
Is it on there?
And Mario
Street
Kart.
Fighter's on everything. Some people are saying Street Fighter, somebody's saying Mario Kart, some people are saying Super Metroid. Super Metroid has a great opening too.
Yeah, Super Metroid does some good stuff. All
Has
right,
that great
let's
thing
go to the menu
with
and check
Ridley
it out.
showing up again.
All right, so
Yeah, actually,
Metroid,
let's
Punch-Out.
show. Have people really seen this menu too? We didn't really show it at the start.
We could
Is
do some
there-
Link to the Past. Link
Yeah,
to
we
the
could do
Past is
that.
really fun. Yoshi's Island.
Like,
we
there's
have
a ton of cool
Contra
stuff
on
here.
Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound,
I see.
F-Zero.
Are those
Final
two save
Fantasy.
states I see for Earthbound?
Yeah, I just was playing around a little bit.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 3, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Mega Man X.
Kirby's Dream Course feels like
It's
an
a
odd
Mega
one to
Man
me
X.
because it's a fun game, but like it's
It's
not
very
somebody
bizarre.
I wouldn't be like, you need to play Kirby's Dream Course.
Secret of Mana, Star Fox 2,
Star Fox 2.
Street Fighter, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Mario Kart, Mario RPG, Mario World.
This is actually a pretty good lineup.
Let's do some Link to the Past.
We can do some Zelda. This is actually one of the Zeldas that you really like.
This is, well, it was my favorite until Breath of the Wild came along and just ruined everything. Breath of the Wild is like, yeah.
See, playing off
But you don't like Breath of the Wild, I forgot.
What? No, I love it. This was
a
also the year of Nier Automata.
Right.
I mean, like, my favorite is Majora's Mask. It's just so weird. I really like that sort of thing.
Majora's Mask is definitely up there. So this, for those of you who aren't familiar, is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is a game that came out for the Super Nintendo back in the mid-90s, early 90s, something like that, and was the third Zelda game, and was excellent.
Yeah, this is 1991.
Still is a masterpiece. Still holds up today.
It is really, really good.
The dungeon's design is just incredible.
And then there was also a really good Game Boy Advance version of this too. It added 4 swords, which is whatever. But it was still a very good port.
Yeah, so this is just a kind of typical 2D action RPG. You go around the world, you get a whole bunch of items, hack some things, slash some things.
We already saw, well, we didn't because of the save state, but the most tragic thing in this game already happened.
Which is your uncle dying.
Your uncle dying.
Does he die or does he just stand there?
I don't see him again.
Yeah,
I don't think you ever see him again.
I guess he's just stuck in the sewers
He's
forever.
dead, Jim.
He's dead.
He's gone. Why do we keep on losing them?
Yeah, I think Link's uncle has gone to a better place because he doesn't have to suffer through Ganon taking over the castle.
They give you such a good item right at the start too, because it's not just the lantern, but you get the boomerang really quick, and that is such a useful item.
Yeah, we are about to get the boomerang.
You have to stun the dude. I'm thinking too far ahead. I love this game. And then you talk to Shishirado.
Yeah, this is an all-timer.
It's so good.
I really enjoyed at GDQ watching people just break the hell out of this thing, beat it without a sword, beat it with glitching the map,
all sorts of screen wrapping,
jumping
and
around
things like
everywhere.
that. Yeah,
just good stuff.
We were talking today. So on our website, I ran a story about how the creator of Traveler's Tales on Genesis would use certain tricks in order to get their games through Sega's certification process, and then somebody reminded me that that's actually what happened to, the Chris Houlihan room, right? In this game? So there's a room in here that has a plaque in it, and the name on the plaque, it says like, hey, this is my secret room, and the name on the plaque is Chris Houlihan. And the reason that room exists is that it's actually a room where, like, if the game glitches out or, like, certain error codes happen, instead of crashing the game completely, it drops you into that room, and it has, like, 40 blue rupees in it or something. Yeah, it's super awesome.
No, I've never seen that room.
Yeah, they got rid of the plaque on the Nintendo Advance port, but the room is still there, and you can actually do a lot of weird, like, Pegasus boot tomfoolery in order to actually, like, trick the game to writing you into that place in memory. It's really interesting. The story is that supposedly there was a contest, and that name was put in there as part of the contest, but I don't really know the full history of that
room. A contest for who would be the game-breaking room?
Well, I think it was like, hey, get your name in the next Zelda, or something like that.
Interesting. So for those of you who don't know the plot, we just rescued Zelda, and that's the end of the game.
Yeah, no, it's already done. We're super great.
Game over.
We don't go into the dark world and turn into a bunny person or anything like that.
What's the dark world?
I don't know.
I don't know what the dark world is.
Sorry. I'm thinking of Riddick.
We are escaping the castle right now, and we are going to take the princess to her secret hideout.
Gosh, this really is, again, like, all these Super Nintendo games have such good openings, I think, is one thing that these games really did well. It's like an exciting, adventurous opening. And I like Ocarina of Time, but for a while you're just in that Deku tree.
Yeah, that's true. The Deku Tree is, well, that's a pretty cool dungeon though.
You do
The
have
way
to
that it
jump
plays
in
with
the,
verticality.
yeah, jumping
does
on
some
the
cool
web
things.
and everything.
Yeah, it was after Ocarina of Time that Zelda intros started getting a little bit, little too tutorial heavy.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Skyward
With
Sword.
Skyward Sword being the worst
Yeah,
offender.
there it is.
But then you open up Breath of the Wild, and it's like within 5 minutes you're just running around and
You're
breaking
there.
everything.
At most, you're asking a guy for his paraglider.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I forgot about this whole dark section too with the
Oh, yeah.
rats.
So you gotta kill some rats. It's just like
Any good adventure.
New York City.
I saw a rat the other day.
Nice.
I don't see many rats. I tried to avoid them, but they're still there. New York.
Yeah, well,
I've almost been here for 1 year. I've only seen like a couple rats, Jason.
if you ever look at the subways when you're standing, like, and you look down at the tracks, you'll always see them.
No. I just look straight
You just-
forward.
yeah, that's
I
the
don't,
thing.
Don't make eye contact.
What about snakes? You see a lot of snakes?
Snakes are cool. But yeah, spin.
Spin
for
attack. Zelda classic.
No sword beams yet.
So this is, I would say, both of the games we played so far, Mario World and Link to the Past, are two games that are just must-plays. Just all-time masterpieces.
Yeah, they're super good.
That have aged really well, and that you just gotta play. Even if you didn't play them when you were growing up, they're still worth it today.
Yeah, they're very good. And then somebody was saying that the boomerang loses utility after you get the hookshot, but it takes a while to get the hookshot, buddy.
Yeah, the hookshot's not for a while.
That's actually the only item in the game, too, that you actually need to beat the boss.
Is what, the hookshot?
Is the hookshot. So the boss of, I forget whatever dungeon that is. Like, usually in, like, newer Zelda games, it's all like, hey, get the item and, like, use the hammer to beat, like, Volvagia or whatever. But, like, in this one, mostly it's just like, hey, beat up this centipede dude and don't get knocked off the platform for the 5th time. Which I'm very used to. Some folks are also saying that you can use bombs and arrows to circumvent some fancy boomerang puzzles. I just like boomerangs, gang. I guess that's my point I was trying to make.
Gotta like those boomerangs.
Yeah, they're the best. You throw them, they come right back to you.
That's true.
Yeah. If I throw an arrow, does it come back to me?
So
No.
this is your first hint in the game that you're gonna have to do some backtracking in order to
I wanna
access places.
Jason, I want to know what's behind that wall right now.
Right, exactly, but we can't find out because we don't have bombs or the dash, which are the two items that you would need to get into that room.
I do like that component of maybe remembering that like a couple hours later and being like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's something that's missing in Breath of the Wild. I mean, Breath of the Wild this is a fun thing where it says pull that switch over there, and if you pull the wrong one, it just drops
Oh, just a
snakes
room
on
full
your
of
head.
snakes.
Yeah, we should see what happens. So here's what happens if you pull the wrong one.
Snake room. I gotta
like-
get out of there. They're gonna hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, in Breath of the Wild, you don't have that backtracking because you can just do everything right up front.
And here's this kindly priest. People still talking about that stuff. People curious about Super Metroid a little bit. It's not bad. It's such spooky church music.
Gotta destroy that wizard. Gotta
Aghanim.
get the Master Sword.
You could go get the Master Sword right now, or like one of many fakes.
That's true. You can get a fake Master
You
Sword.
can be like,
yeah.
this is the Master Sword. Then the game's like, no.
Nope. Yeah, that's
Sorry.
true. If you go through the woods, yeah. What we can do is we can go straight to the first dungeon right now if we
We can.
want. Let's go check it out, and then maybe we'll switch to another game after
Could
we do the
definitely
first.
do
Let's
that.
do the first dungeon and then see how it goes.
Nice thing about the first dungeon is that it's a pretty relative, like, one-way path. Like, it
Mhm.
feels really big, but it's actually guiding you down, like, a pretty straightforward path. Other
Mhm.
dungeons in this game get a lot more complicated, but
Mhm.
at first it's, like, I don't know, it's nice. This
Yeah,
game has a
it's
good
designed
curve
to be
it.
first. So there's a lot of stuff we could be doing right now. As you can see, for those of you who have not played Link to the Past, we now have access to the whole map.
Sure.
Not the whole map, really, because there are a lot of areas that
Well,
you
can you-
need certain items to get through.
Pull up that wonderful Mode 7 world map for
Sure.
a second.
How do we access
How do we
it?
do
Oh,
that?
X.
Look at that.
So this
that
is
blew my
the,
mind.
the Zelda world map, which is pretty mind
Yeah,
blowing.
it wants you to go to Kakariko Village right
Right.
now.
Well, it wants me to go talk to the elder in the village, but he doesn't really have anything
Sure.
interesting to say. Actually, no. I think they tell you that the elder is here or something. I don't remember exactly what the story is.
I don't know. We're
'cause you never
sequence
need to
breaking.
do it.
Where we're going, we don't need plot.
Exactly. Because I think the actual elder is like right here.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
He has a house in the middle of this like
Shasher-
Octorok infested.
Shasharabal.
Sarhasarla.
Sharasharabal.
Shahasara.
Shrabble rabble. Somebody's saying that they want to get back into Super Metroid now that they have this, but they also are playing Metroid. They're doing Samus Returns right now, which, like,
Can't
that's
complain
pretty
about
good.
either of those choices.
Metroid 2 is a pretty good game, and having it remade in so many different forms has been really interesting. Because you can grab that on Virtual Console, but you can also grab, like, if you really wanted to, you could play AM2R, you can play Samus Returns. I like having all sorts of very cool
Like
options.
having options, huh?
I do.
So now we are entering the game's first real dungeon,
Yes.
which is called the Eastern Palace. And this is a
these,
pretty neat dungeon.
Scary little dudes.
Scary little tentacle beasts. This part always screwed with me.
Oh, the balls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I never knew how to get past this thing.
You're making it look pretty easy. Isn't there like one giant one that shows up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We skipped it.
That's terrifying. All these secret little switches.
There are a lot of little switches and nooks and crannies.
Scary skeletons.
Spooky. It's October.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's that time of year, so we're doing pretty good on that front. Looking for a heart.
Yeah, I was looking for something.
Yeah. Was this a key?
I think this is a map.
The map. It's been a while since I've played this particular Zelda.
This is a good one to replay. This and Mario World are just very replayable games.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you beat Mario World in like 2 seconds. Why do I want to replay? Like, that doesn't seem like a good dollar value.
That's
Jason.
true.
Was it like a
No replayability.
Cuphead's only 9 hours? Horror. Cuphead. In stores now.
This is an
Super-
organic Cuphead advertisement.
Yeah, sure. Super Nintendo emulation fun box. Not in stores now. Oh, gosh. Gotta throw those at them.
Did not mean to hit that.
But it is a very straightforward path through this dungeon, which is cool. And yet it still feels really, really large. Oh, that's right, they jump. Gotta get them into those corners and a couple other things.
So, fun fact about this game, by the way. So, Link, as you can see, is a lefty.
Left-handed.
Right? He's a lefty. But wait,
Whoa.
now he's a righty.
Hold on, Jason, are you telling me that they just reversed a sprite in order to avoid making a sprite for that direction? That seems... Jason,
I think it's less about like wanting to just
probably
mirror the sprite
readability.
and more about readability. Exactly,
yeah.
Because if it was on the other side, it would just be super confusing.
Wouldn't be as legible. But there are times where corners are cut, and I read about that in Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, a book by Jason Schreier.
Oh, hey, there it is.
What did I do? Look at that.
Talk about organic advertising.
I know, right?
So in that chest, we can't open it yet because we need to go get the big key before we can. Unless I'm misremembering and you actually can't open it.
I do like going back to rooms, like the way that they're doing it in here, where it's like you have been in that room, but now you're on the lower level, and everything. Like, it makes it feel a little bit more like a space and not just like a little video gamey. Yeah, which is pretty good.
And now I'm wondering if I misremembered and you actually can open it without the big key. I guess we'll find out.
Well, that should give you.
We'll be back there anyway.
That should give you the bow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that should be good.
So there are a lot of areas in this dungeon where things just mess with your head in interesting ways. Like darkness, they play with verticality here. This stuff was like super mind-blowing back in 1991.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you do need the big key. I am remembering correctly. Because you can't. So you can kill this guy with the pot. And yeah, we'll get the big key over here.
For sure. Folks in chat, what would you like to see after this? Let us know. We'll
how
show
are we
it very
doing on
quickly.
time?
We are, right now, it is around 2:45.
Okay.
So I think you can probably beat this and show off like maybe a little bit of Star Fox or something like that.
Sure, yeah. Star Fox, I promise I will not play nearly as well as I play Mario and Zelda.
We'll do it for the music.
Yes, just for the music.
That wonderful
Star Fox
opening
is
level.
the music is great, but the game is just not aged well.
No, it's rough around the edges.
That is
I
an
admire that
understatement.
roughness.
Hmm.
That's how I justify it. It's not nostalgia. It's my aesthetic.
So every dungeon in this game, like many traditional Zelda games, has a item.
Wonderful, cool item.
And in this game, my God,
It is the bow.
it is the bow. So let me show you a cool trick.
Okay. Whoa, Jason.
Did you know that
is
if you
happening
jump
here?
down a pot, you can get some fairies?
I'm gonna try it in real life now.
That
I'm gonna
is,
find a giant pot.
if you any pot you jump into, you find fairies in.
Life tips from Jason Schreier.
Yes, that's how I roll. All right, so now we
Well,
are.
because it's now they give you the statues where it's like you have to shoot them in the eye.
Yes.
I mean, they were always around, but now you have the tool to like just one-shot them,
Uh-huh.
which is pretty great. Makes you feel super tough. There we go. I was like, where's that key?
Yeah, I knew it was in there somewhere.
Yeah, of course. All that darkness messing with us. Gosh, this is also like... I mean, Koji Kondo is pretty consistently like a very good composer, but like some of these tunes in this game in particular are so very memorable.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just yeah, this dungeon music is incredible.
Oh no.
So this is an intense
That's
room.
messing with me. Yeah, you got it.
So the red ones are only immune to bows, if I remember correctly. Maybe I wonder if a pot will damage it. No, only bows.
Oh, you're so
Only
close on that
arrows, I
second
should
shot.
say.
Yeah, the arrows. Then we got to get those silver arrows to defeat Ganon. Did you know there's like an episode of Doogie Howser where they make a silver arrow like comparison, but it's like medicine in a syringe or something?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo paid for like an advertisement.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but I think that's how good old Doogie Howser MD convinces the kid to take a shot or something. So, you
That's
know,
funny.
he's like, we have to defeat Ganon.
That's funny.
But Ganon is like
All right, here we go.
sickness. Oh, good.
This is the boss.
The scary
it's
Armos
actually
Knights.
6 bosses.
Yeah.
And they have a certain pattern, so if you just stand here and you shoot them, you can get them all.
Playing all the games with all of the super great strategies. The Mario thing's blowing my mind, I'm telling you.
What, that you can beat the game so quickly?
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, that's right. But you're gonna get them in a second. Yeah. Awesome. That feels pretty good. And then you get your first of the stones.
Yeah.
The medallions.
Pendants. The 3 pendants that
Yeah.
you need to get the Mastered Sword.
Although the medallions are things that you get later as items.
Right.
Like you can summon like an earthquake and stuff.
Yes. So now the game is nice enough to warp you to the entrance of the dungeon.
That's very
and
kind of them.
It's a good place to stop.
Do you think we can briefly show off Star Fox 2?
Sure.
I
All
think
right.
that's the one that people are
Save
more
that.
most interested in.
Okay, Star Fox 2 or Star Fox?
Star Fox 2, that's the one they haven't really seen.
Okay. I've never played well, I did play this game for a little bit,
And I get
but
to go.
not really. And yeah, I just don't understand this game.
It's strange. Well, they
It
like
has
this
not
one.
aged well.
This one mixes like sort of RTS elements and a bunch of other stuff into it too, because we can show people. And I've played a little bit of this, like not like this version, but like kind of the older leaked version. And like the big thing here for Star Fox 2 is that so enemies are going to slowly make their way down towards the left part of the screen, and you can intercept like starships or things like there to do like one-on-one kind of dogfights, or you can go to like planets where stuff is happening and do that. I forget how long it takes to be like, hey, you can finally attack Andross, the baddie, but it's this whole, it's supposed to be this ebb and flow between like protecting your home base and actually like going out on, I guess, robot, animal, dogfight sorties.
Yeah, and you can pick your pilot in this one.
Obviously, we choose the best one, Slippy. You really went for it. Oh no.
And a co-pilot.
And that has the 2 characters that weren't in the original. It has Faye and Mew. Doesn't have Mewtwo. Ah,
Oh god.
there we go.
Get out of here, Heather.
It's too late.
You're off the stream.
Can't stop me.
All right, so where should we go?
We can go to anywhere. We go to the center, to the asteroid field where there's some things. It's only like where there's like action going on. where it's like, hey, go here. I mean, we're only going to play a little because I know that once you hit a spot, you're going to be like, oh, gosh. I know the reaction that's coming. But see, like, you can also, like, they will intercept you.
Right. You have to intercept enemy fighter ships. Yeah. But the problem is that the gameplay itself is just so, like,
it's really hectic.
God.
It's really hectic. Like, those are bad guys. But, hey, you got some.
Right. I mean, the problem is that it just hasn't, like... Oh, man. Wait, hold on.
I think there's no way to, like, do a lot.
There's no way to uninvert the controls, huh?
Oh, I don't know at all. Oh, I see you. I see you fiddling around.
The inversion is the up and down. The y-axis is inverted, which is.
Where's your target,
fucking
though?
with me.
You're blasting away.
There we go.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, they ran away.
Okay, that's fine. I want to get into one of the areas, so let's try to get.
But
to
like
that
going
point.
back and forth is. I mean, I like the idea that this game wants to do like a bunch of cool 3D stuff. It wants to do some more tactical management-y type stuff, but it's definitely a lot. It definitely wants to do a lot at once.
Yes. Oh my god, the y-axis being inverted is
I can
just
see the
totally
struggle.
messing with me.
And then there's I can see right there in the corner, like even as you're doing missions,
oh my god,
your wonderful home planet of Corneria can get hit.
Right.
So it's really hard to manage. From the little times that I have played this game via emulation, I've never been too great at it. I think you might get him, though.
So I wonder if there is a way to uninvert the y-axis that I'm just missing, but yeah, the inversion is frustrating.
In an ideal world, right, on a kind of like an emulation box like this, it would let you just like
customize,
like map your controls however the heck you would want.
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't seem to like really be kind of what they're gonna do here. I guess we'll just have to wait for the Nintendo 64 Classic.
Right.
Coming next year with like 3
So here's the
supplies.
question.
Yes.
Do they do an N64 Classic next year or a Game Boy Classic?
Game Boy Classic. If they did a Game Boy Classic, they could pack that with games.
And,
I think is the thing.
An N64 Classic, I mean, people will buy that for sure.
Oh, of course.
It's, I feel like it's, I don't know. I mean, they could certainly do it. But
I feel like that also is the one where, like, you start to get not as overly bogged down by, like, third-person contracty rights stuff, but maybe a little bit, because, like, sure, you have Mario 64 and Zelda and everything, but I don't know, I want to play, like...
Paper Mario.
Yeah, but I want to play some other things, too. I want to play Shadows of the Empire, but I certainly won't be able to.
You will not be able to
right?
play any Star Wars games.
Exactly. So you can at least beat that.
Yeah. The controller version isn't.
Yeah, no. You don't have to
not ideal.
keep going if you don't want to. We can.
Yeah, we
can probably call
we
it
have
or
time
show off
for one
something
more
very
thing.
quick. Yeah, it's around 2:55 right now.
Yeah, let's check out one more.
Sure. Trying to back out there.
So
Super
let's see. What do people want to see? Any requests in the chat?
Some people are saying that N64 would also be tricky because of like rare games. But then like Donkey Kong is on here, but that's a little bit more easy to suss out. Are there
Let's
any
do a
other
Mega
games?
Man.
Mega Man? Yeah.
I saved a point here so we can just jump right in.
Fight Chill Penguin.
Should we? That's
I mean,
always
you can
the
do
first.
whoever.
You gotta do Chill Penguin first. That's like the go-to first stage, right?
I love the bosses in this game.
Yeah, the bosses in this game are tremendous. I would say this is the best Mega Man game.
I really like this.
Because
I also
it's,
like Mega Man Zero, but that's kind of a little bit more niche.
Yeah, well, so the thing about this is that it has the gameplay that's really good of Mega Man, but it's not as punishing as the Nintendo ones.
Sure.
And the Nintendo ones are great, especially for their time, but today they can be a little bit frustrating because it's very easy to get game overs. Like, I wouldn't mind the difficulty of the platforming and the action of those games if it wasn't so easy to just lose all of your progress.
Yeah, you can kind of fall back a lot. I
guess you do have checkpoints, but
I think the other Mega Man game that I really like that I wish I should go back to is Mega Man Legends. Which
that's a totally different type of game.
Awesome for its time.
Yeah, that was like, I never played those. That's it's like a strategy RPG,
it's like
right?
Part action game, part like dungeon exploring, part RPG. It's another one of those games, like those kind of early, like kind of 6th gen-y type games that really wants to do a ton.
Oops. So yeah, there's a lot
have
of
the
like
dash yet?
wall jumping. Do I?
You must. Well, I mean, you nailed
No,
that.
I don't
there.
think so.
I forget. Or is that? I think that's
Is there
probably
a
something
dash?
where
I
you
don't
find
think
like
so.
one of the light capsules and it gives it to you or
Yeah.
something. He's like,
Did you know there's a Hadouken in this game?
There is.
That's the secret.
But you can only get
We're
it.
about to get something.
You can only get it later on. There's some really cool tricks you can do speedrunning this game to kill bosses at the end, especially during the boss rush, before Sigma, where you can just Hadouken a ton of them and one hit KO them. I think this is probably the boots. Yeah.
Yep. So now we can, I think, do the slide dash.
Dash is the most important thing ever. Dashing in this game has always just felt great. And then you're gonna beat up that chill penguin, who's not really so chill when you finally get to them.
No, not chill at all.
Not chill at all.
Chill penguin has no chill.
No, none at all. Gosh, like seeing you play through all this though, and kind of like having the box right here, it's like it is a cool.
Right? Does this make you want one?
Well,
Oh, do you
I didn't
remember
say
this
that.
part?
Oh yeah, the Mac.
You get a robot suit.
You can dash in that too.
So up there is a secret. Let's see if we can, if I remember how to
Trying
get
to hop out of it like you're Yoshi.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. No, Tim?
It's awkward. I forget how to do some of those.
No, I don't. Whatever.
Ah, no worries right now. Yeah. That was the voice of the wonderful walking ASMR and highlight reel purveyor Chris Person. He's also in the booth with us today helping run everything. I don't know, you might have to jump over.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's their
the
way
sign.
of gating you and saying like, hey, you can't use this mech anymore.
I'm just trying to remember. How do you even? Oh, there it is. Okay.
You just hit buttons and panic.
Hit buttons and panic. Story of my life.
Mm-hmm. That's your next book.
Yeah, hit buttons and panic. The sequel to
Life-
Blood, Sweat, and Pixels.
Life tips from Jason Schreier.
So yeah, the controls I think are much better. It feels much smoother than the NES Mega Man games because the NES Mega Man games are just like a little bit more rigid when you're making jumps.
Sure.
It's still challenging, this game.
Yeah, you don't have as much fall control in those original
Yeah,
ones for
exactly.
sure.
But yeah, I really like this one.
All right, you're gonna beat up Chill Penguin, and that will be a wonderful way to end it. Or he'll beat you, and that will still be a wonderful way to end it.
If he beats us, then we'll have to do another. I don't even remember this guy's patterns.
He's gonna freeze
In a
you.
while.
Well, he's gonna charge, and then crash into them.
I do remember that in this game in general, just hanging out on walls is the best strategy.
Oh yeah, because he's gonna try and go to that hook, and then you can just shoot him down when he does.
Uh-huh.
Chill Penguin, a lot of people go to Chill Penguin first because Chill Penguin's just like...
Chill.
Well, I mean, the pattern's really, really recognizable.
Right. Yeah, and this game is all about recognizing patterns,
Yeah.
which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're gonna get them. It'll be fine. Then I know some people who were like, oh, I don't think the music's as good, the sound chip is... But I'm like, no, I still really like the music in Mega Man X a lot.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it has a
it's great.
great... Again, another game with a really good opening.
It's true, which we skipped for this playthrough, but...
Has that whole thing where, like, Vile
Uh-huh.
totally messes with you.
And Zero comes and saves
Zero,
you.
the best. Super cool.
I think this was the first time we saw Zero, at least in the US.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely in the US.
Come on, dude.
Oh, that works too.
Is he broken? He's just
I don't
doing the
know.
same thing.
Well, you can still, you'll be...
Oh, shit. Oh, man, so
No, Jason!
close.
I feel bad about that.
It's okay.
You can give it
No.
one more go?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
We'll keep going until we beat him.
Until we beat.
We're not going to let Chill Penguin just
12
beat us.
hours later,
Yeah.
you and I are still locked in this room.
Biggest mistake in my life.
What happened to them? They say that they're still fighting Chill Penguins in this day. Yeah, it's a pretty good boss,
Oh,
all
Jesus.
things considered.
This one might be a bad run.
I don't know. I think you could probably still pull it off.
We need to do this flawlessly.
I think I think the way that you start this game is you either go to Chill Penguin or you go to Flame Mammoth.
Yes.
And then you just beat the other, which is always useful.
Yes. Oh, shit.
Oh, gosh, Jason.
Close.
There
Alright,
it
there we
is. There it is. Very good. And then you get some very cool items.
Yes, we get the Chill Penguins.
The
freeze
long-term
thing.
elemental rock, paper, scissors game that is
Every Mega Man.
every single...
It's really
gosh
too
darn
bad that
Mega Man.
Capcom stopped making these games.
We miss you,
Alright.
Capcom. I say after they've made like
So
Resident Evil
this
and
is
stuff
the
this
Super
year.
Nintendo Classic.
Yeah.
This thing is available now, although I might have a hard time finding one. But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And
I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was Heather Alexandra and Jason Schreier.
goodbye.
Yeah, have a good day, guys.